Ask a Spaniard what they think about their capital city, and chances are they will tell you Madrid mola, Madrid rocks. And you know what? I couldn't agree more. Cheap, yummy food, a laid-back atmosphere, and history in every corner. These are some of the reasons making Madrid one of the most popular destinations for travelers all around the world. To me, Madrid has always felt a little bit weird. Amazing, but weird. I think that part of it is because this is not an ancient city. In fact, until 1085, Madrid was nothing more than a settlement on the northern frontier of the Caliphate of Córdoba. The city started to grow in size and importance after it was conquered by the Christians, but it wasn't until 1561 that the royal court was transferred here. The result of this late rise is a somewhat artificial city, engineered to be capital of the kingdom, as opposed to the typical European nation's capital we're used to, built layer of history upon layer of history. But if you think this means that Madrid is boring and unoriginal, think again. Perhaps reflecting on the unique nature of a city full of life and dimensions, late Spanish journalist Francisco Umbral once wrote that Madrid is an excuse to tell stories. And I have to say that when I'm in town, I always feel like each neighborhood has its own tale to tell. One of my favorite things about the Spanish capital is how different it looks depending on where you are. So walk around the streets of Serrano and you might think you're in the most fashionable parts of Milan. Explore Lavapiés and you will smell curry in every corner as you would in India. Stroll down La Gran Via and the architecture around you will not seem out of place in Chicago. Madrid has something for everyone. So come with me and let's explore the city together. At one point or another, you will definitely find yourself in busy Puerta del Sol, surrounded by millions of tourists, shoppers, and street entertainers wearing tragic, knockoff Mickey Mouse and Hello Kitty costumes. Sol represents the radial center of the network of Spanish roads, meaning that it is the country's geographical center. It's also the symbolic heart of Madrid, a place where locals come to celebrate and protest. The fact that the most famous things about this square are the statue of a bear, the heraldic symbol of Madrid, and a billboard promoting a brand of sherry tells you everything that you need to know about Sol. Just keep it, and if you must come here, take extra care of your valuables. If you're into squares, what you really want is Plaza Mayor. To me, this is Madrid's most elegant spot, a monumental square completely surrounded by arcades and only accessible through a number of arches connecting it to the rest of the old town. Plaza Mayor has been the epicenter of city life for centuries. It was built on the site of the town's biggest market in the 1500s. Today, it's a great place to people watch and enjoy a coffee in the sunshine. As I mentioned, Madrid is as eclectic and diverse as a city can be. Each neighborhood, from La Latina to Salamanca, has its own distinctive character. If I have to bet on one where you will spend a lot of your time, I will go with Malasaña, hands down. To many people, Malasaña is Madrid's coolest neighborhood. This place is a lot of fun, full of life, vintage shops, cafes, restaurants, bars. But there is more to this. In the 1980s, after the Franco regime ended, this is where the countercultural movement known as the Movida Madrileña really expressed itself most openly. And this is the time when people, for the first time after decades, could really enjoy all things that were good in life, many of which the regime had prohibited. And so they started to indulge in all of those activities. And this eventually ended up giving the city of Madrid the reputation that it has for a place of hedonism and fun. During your exploration of Madrid, you will cross or walk down the famous Gran Via several times. So let me spare a few words about this long, beautiful street. Gran Via is Madrid's most iconic street. People come here to stroll, shop, or just meet their friends. It is also nicknamed the Spanish Broadway because of the high concentration of theaters and cinemas. The street is 1.3 kilometers long and is lined with majestic buildings from the early 20th century. Architecture may be the reason why this street has always felt more New York than Madrid to me. The buildings might not be as high as those of the Big Apple, but the style is often reminiscent of Manhattan's architectural jewels. Just take a look at the Art Deco details clearly visible in many of the buildings of Gran Via. The best examples are the Edificio Telefónica and the Edificio Carrión in Plaza del Callao. Madrid has some of the best museums in the world. The two you really can't miss are the gigantic El Prado and the Reina Sofia. While not a generalist museum like the Metropolitan in New York or the Louvre in Paris, the El Prado boasts an incredible collection. Don't miss the works of Velázquez, El Greco, and Goya, in particular the famous La Maya Desnuda. For me, however, art really starts after the Impressionists. I am a modern art kind of guy. So my favorite Madrid museum is the Museo Reina Sofia. I love the Salvador Dalí collection there, but for me there was one reason and one reason only to visit this place. Picasso's Guernica, my all-time favorite painting. That's my favorite painting. You cannot take videos. Stealth. If you're worked up an appetite after your dive into art history, don't worry, Madrid will not let you starve. Food here is in every corner. To me, eating in the Spanish capital means one thing: tapas. You can try tapas pretty much everywhere in the city, with all-time favorites including croquettes, patatas bravas, cured ham, and calamari. For the cheapest option, head to the Museo del Jamón, literally the Museum of Ham, where you can get a beer for 70 cents. And yes, it does come with a tapa. If you're after something a little more sophisticated, try Las Fatigas del Querer near Sol or Naif in Malasaña. I also had nice paella at La Rayua near Gran Via. If you don't mind the tourists, head to the Mercado de San Miguel. Food here is delicious and so pretty to look at. No visit to Madrid would be complete without a stop at the Royal Palace and the spectacular Catedral de la Almudena. Behind me is the Royal Palace. This is the official residence of the King of Spain, even though the royal family lives elsewhere. Think about this, it's twice the size of Buckingham Palace in London, which makes it one of the largest royal palaces in the world. On the other side of the same square, which is why this is such a popular spot for tourists, is the Cathedral of Madrid, La Catedral de la Almudena. The cathedral is known for its elegant dome and facade enriched with two sets of columns. Its name comes from the Arabic word al-Mudaina, which means citadel, a reference to the site the church was built on. Legend has it, the king prayed so hard that the effigy of the Virgin that he was desperately looking for miraculously appeared from the rock he had been buried under centuries earlier. There was even a candle that hadn't stopped burning for over 400 years, or so they say. Next to the palace, I recommend a walk around the beautiful Sabatini Gardens. People come here to relax or read a book. You will also see many painters, inspired by the beauty of the gardens. Just a few minutes from here, past Plaza de España, you will find yourself eye to eye with an ancient Egyptian temple dating back to the 2nd century BC. Don't worry, it's not a heat stroke playing a trick on you. This temple was donated by the Egyptian government to express gratitude for the help that Spain provided in saving the temple of Abu Simbel when the Aswan Dam was built. Today, it's one of Madrid's most beloved hangouts for both locals and tourists. My absolute favorite thing to do in Madrid is going to the Parque del Buen Retiro. If you need a break from the busy streets of Madrid, there is no better place than this, El Parque del Retiro. This giant and magnificent park used to be a retreat for the royal family, but it's now public. To me, it's one of the greatest parks in the world, on par with Hyde Park in London or Central Park in New York. With its 15,000 trees, it is the perfect place to seek shelter from the scorching summer heat. Don't forget that Madrid is in the center of the country, with the closest beach a whopping 350 kilometers away. If you do come here, and I will be personally offended if you don't want to miss the Estanque Grande, an artificial pond dominated by the spectacular monument to King Alfonso XII. Rent a boat and take your loved one for a romantic ride at sunset. Another must-see in El Retiro is the Palacio de Cristal, inspired by London's Crystal Palace. This elegant glass and steel structure is right in the heart of the park, and it is too beautiful not to photograph over and over again. You can't say that you've experienced Madrid life until you've come and spent some time in this beautiful park. And on a day like this, it is just heavenly. So here you have it. I hope this video inspired you to pay Madrid a visit. To me, this city is an incredible destination. With its diversity, lively atmosphere, and fun-loving character, I am sure that Madrid will make you fall in love. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Hasta luego!